Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we start collecting Warhammer 40,000 boarding patrols, and today we're taking a look at the Adepta Sororitas boarding patrol box set. Now, this box set's just been announced by Games Workshop and should be out within the next month or so, judging by how long these are taking to come out. But this is the Sisters of Battle one, and we're going to go through the entire context of the box, talk about all the different units here, and then we're going to have a look as well at some other units we can use to create some different options for us in the Force. After that, we'll then show you a little sample 500 point armor list, which is the standard size game for a boarding patrol, putting this all into practice. And so, to start with, first of all, we get a Canoness. This is pretty much your stock standard Adepta Sororitas Sisters of Battle HQ option. She's, a base leader for them. Now, it comes standard with a plasma pistol and power sword, which is a pretty nice standard armament, as well as the Rod of Office, which allows you to, in your command phase, select a friendly order core or order character unit within 12 inches of the bearer, and until the start of your next command phase, each time a model that unit makes an attack, they can reroll hit rolls of 1. Now, on top of this, she also puts out a 6-inch aura over a reroll hit rolls of 1 for any friendly core units within 6 inch that are order, and she's got a 4-up invuln built in. You've got some really cool options to play around with. You can have Condemner bolt guns, Blessed Blades, chainswords, power swords, and some other cool shooting weapons like the Brazier of Holy Fire and Null Rod in there as well, which is good for against some opposing psychers. A really versatile character that you can make quite interesting for your force. Joining her is an elite choice known as the Celestian Sacrosancts, and probably my favourite unit, maybe only second to the Paragon suits, which we can't use in boarding patrols, but so I guess these are my favourite unit that you can use for Adepta Sororitas in boarding patrols. Celestian Sacrosancts come standard equipped with hallowed maces and their nice big storm shields, which is awesome, or rather they're special type of shields. They're not really storm shields, but what they are is Sacrosanct shields, give you a 4-up invuln. You've also got the Keepers of the Faith rule, where this unit is eligible to perform heroic interventions as if it were a character. And in addition, each time the unit performs heroic intervention or an enemy unit declares a charge against this unit that's not within engagement range of any enemies, this unit can be set to defend. And if it's set to defend until the end of the phase, it cannot fire Overwatch, but until the end of the next fight phase, you get +1 to hit in melee. On top of that, they're also a bodyguard unit, so they can stop your characters being targeted easily. As long as this unit is on the table, they can stop your opponent being able to target them nearby characters, even if they are got less than 3 models in the unit. Next up, we have another release choice, that is the Sisters Repentia. This is a combat unit that is perfect for boarding actions. Now, Sisters Repentia have 2 attacks of base, but they do have a bunch of extra ways they can boost up those attack. Martyrdom, if this unit's destroyed in any phase other than the morale phase, you're going to gain a miracle dice. Solace and Anguish, you've got 5 but feel no pain on them, and the Penitent Eviscerators, they carry a ×2 strength, -3 AP, damage 2, though they do make them -1 to hit, so it means you are hitting on 4s, but you can get some plenty rerolls in there. Now, the Repentia Superior can join along them, and you actually can have multiple characters inside an Adepta Sororitas force, so long as only one's got 5 or more wounds. The Repentia Superior, Scourge of the Penitent, she can be included in a detachment, not taking up any slots, so long as you've got some Repentia in there. And Driven Onward, she's allowed to target a friendly Sisters Repentia unit, or that's from your order, within 3 inch, and if you do so until the end of the turn, the models in that unit are both eligible to declare a charge in the turn in which they advance until the end, and when you make the charge roll is made for this unit, you roll an additional d6 and discard the lowest result. Overseer of Redemption is an aura she puts out as well. She can give +1 to wound to those Sisters Repentia, which can make them really great at taking on some high toughness targets. Now, lastly, we have the Battle Sisters. They can also be built as Dominions and Celestians, both of which can be taken. Dominions, even though they're a fast attack, you can take 1 squad of these inside an Adepta Sororitas force, so long as they are your only one. They're the only fast attack slot you can choose to take. Now, Battle Sisters, all these units are going to provide you with some decent shooting, a variety of different special and heavy weapons in the units, and pretty much fulfill a base role. Your Dominion squad's going to have a few extra things to it where they can take some extra flamers in the unit, which is pretty cool. They can take more special weapons, and your Celestians are generally a little bit better than your average Battle Sister squad. Alright, moving on and taking a look at some other options we can bring into the Force to change up how we can play and to give you some other options to play around with. And the first of these is the other troops choice we have available. That is the Sisters Novitiate unit. Now, this is one of the many units that has come in through the Kill Team game, and they have some really cool models, first of all, to get ready and paint up for the table, and also it's going to be a great way to get you into Kill Team as a separate game as well, if you want. Well, they do have some cool things. First of all, you can't include any more Novitiate units than you have actual Sisters of Battle squads in your army, so you do need to take this as a second unit. But they do have Impetuous Fervor, where each time this unit fights, if they've made a charge, they add one to their attacks, which is always good in a boarding action. More attacks in melee. They've got a variety of different weaponry. They can have the Sacred Banner to give them rerolls to advance and charge rolls. Again, all solid benefits there. And then you've also got the ability to take Ministorum Flamers in them. You can have a bunch of different Novitiate melee weapons on units. And you've also got the Power Sword, Plasma Pistol options in there as well for the Novitiate Superior as well. Now, another combat unit you can bring in is Acroflagellants to the force. Acroflagellants have 2 attacks base, but they do have their Acroflails, +1 strength, -1 AP, damage 1. And each time an attack is made with them, they make 2 hit rolls instead of 1, so they've actually got 4 attacks per model. Now, if your army is Battleforged, for each detachment includes a Cult Imperialis Priest, and we'll talk about one of them in a sec, you can include Acroflagellants without taking up a battlefield roll. They've got a 5-up Feel No Pain, but the downside is they can't perform any actions. Speaking of the Priest and the Adepta Sororitas, you can bring in a Preacher. For me, the Elite choice one is probably the way to go. You're not wanting to take up your HQ with, say, the actual Priest in there, so I think the Preacher is the way to go. He's going to give you the Priestly Delegation, where you can take up multiple priests for the same slot. 4-up Invon, thanks to his Rosarius, and the Icon Celestially means while the Chaos units within 6 inches, they'll be -1 to their leadership. But also, he's going to have the War Hymn from the Hymns of Battle, and in your command phase, if this model's on the battlefield, you can intone 1 hymn it knows does not already be intoned, and roll 1d6 on the 3+, the hymn is intoned. So you can get some cool extra abilities in that as well. Now, another unit he also allows you to bring to the table are Death Cult Assassins. I think these are really fun. A unit not normally taken, but I think they definitely have some interesting play in a boarding action. 4 attacks each at -3 AP, damage 1, strength of usual, which is 4. They've got Uncanny Reflexes, so 5-up Invon in the fight phase, and also they can always fight first, which is just cool. Alright, and so here we have our sample army list. 499 points, 22 power level if that's how you like to play. Power level wise, if you are wanting to play boarding patrols at a power level game, go with 25 power level. It's about the right range. So we have chosen to go with Order of the Bloody Rose. I think this is great for boarding actions. Each time a unit was conviction fights, if they made a charge move, was charged, or performed heroic intervention, then adds 1 to their attacks. And also, each time they make melee attacks, so long as they've charged, were charged, or performed heroic intervention, they get +1 AP to their weapons as well. So the canonists leading our force, Plasma Pistol, Power Sword, and Rod of Office. We then also got the Emperor's Grace, which is going to be one of our divine abilities, the Blessing of the Faithful. This is pretty cool, because what it can do is, first of all, heal some wounds on our characters, but also allow us to stop our units having reroll hits and reroll wounds against them as well, and even reroll damage not being able to be used against them. We have a Battle Sisters squad with 10 Battle Sisters in Censer Cherub in there. The Sister Superior is toting a Ministorum Combi Flamer. And then we've also got the Battle Sisters with Ministorum Flamer and Ministorum Heavy Flamer. And the Simeraculum Imperialis in there. Our Celestian Sacrosancts are going to have a Ministorum Hand Flamer and the Sacrosanct Superior, along with the Spear of the Faithful. Repentia Superior in there, and then 9 Sisters Repentia rounding out the force for a really nice mixed arm force that's got some decent shooting, some really good combat units in there, and a nice leader for it as well. If you've been playing with the Adepta Sororitas in boarding actions, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fantastic little community here, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, you can do so either by YouTube members or Patreon, or by grabbing yourself some merch at Teespring or at our Ko-fi store. All of them are linked down in the video's description. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Redmine, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Colomos, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members of Green Rich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, the Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Baroque Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel196, and Disco. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, everyone who helps come and provide the games for everyone to watch on the channel as well, and indeed all our fantastic mods and members of the community who keep our Discord and comment section a fantastic place for all to be. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.